Horse. So demo for Miitopia on the Switch was released recently, and after playing it, I'm probably way more excited for it than I should be. I mean, I've already played Miitopia on my 3DS like 5 times, but after playing the demo, I'm excited to play it again. So I wanted to come and talk about the game a bit, explain everything about the game to people who have never played it, and share some of my opinions on it. Don't worry, I won't be spoiling anything, I'm only going to be covering things that were in the demo. Though if y'all do want a full review, let me know. Also, the demo's free to play, so you can try it out for yourself. With all that being said,
let's go!
Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but Miitopia is a game about Miis.
Wow.
Miitopia was released in late 2016 on the 3DS, and is what I consider to be one of the 2 big Mii games that was released on the 3DS, the other, of course, being Tomodachi Life. However, while Tomodachi Life is a sim game, Miitopia is an RPG, so there's a pretty big difference. What they do have in common is the customization, being that Miis make up the entire game, and you get to create every single one of them. All the characters in this town, you get to choose. The game's primary antagonist, you get to choose. I made all these characters Will Smith, look at him! This concept is what originally drove me to get this game and what made me fall in love with it. I've always loved making stories that involve my friends, and having an entire game centered around that is honestly such an amazing idea. Plus it's just kind of funny setting some of these characters. The amount of customization options the game gives is also great. Before I delve into that, let me give you a brief summary of the story. Once you create a character as the protagonist, you're given a cutscene showing the predicament that the land of Miitopia is in. People's faces are being stolen by this mysterious dark figure, and can we talk about this for a second? These people's faces are being stolen, that's heckin' terrifying. I mean, they stole their nose, their mouth, and their eyes. They can't see, speak, or smell, and they're just kinda left there trembling. Can they breathe? The game kinda makes it seem like it's not that big of a deal, but this would be terrifying if it were real. Even the Mii say the experience was terrifying, so
no.
I'm thinking too deep into this. Anyways, the Dark Lord is stealing people's faces, and to add insult to injury, they're putting it on monsters. Let me just say this concept is perfect for a game like this. The most customizable part of a Mii is obviously the face, so the fact that there's something going around stealing the faces makes this impact much larger. Not only that, but they're putting the faces of monsters, giving you the incentive to fight them in order to save the faces. It's honestly just such a great system. After the intro cutscene, it cuts to our character walking around a field when they encounter a moth with human eyes. And obviously, we do what any protagonist would do. We run in fear. We run into this town called Greenhorne, where everyone's wondering why we're panicking. When we say it was because we saw a moth with human eyes, they think we're insane, and I don't blame them. Once we talk to the mayor, the Dark Lord shows up and begins stealing people's faces and runs away. We walk up to a mother whose child has lost his face, so we offer to help her, and she gives us this charm. This probably will be important or something. So we run off to save this kid's face, even though we just ran from a moth a couple of minutes ago. We walk into a field, and ruh-roh, his face is on a slime. And guess what? We're defenseless again. What was our plan? However, this time, we get a bit of help as God comes down to help us. Remember that antique I said might be important a couple seconds ago? Well, it was because God was trapped in there or something. So he bestows upon us a gift of divine power, in which we unlock something called jobs. I'll talk about them soon. So we select our job, and Bing Bang Boom the slime and save the child's face. We make a deal with God, which we don't really have a choice in anyways, to stop the Dark Lord and rescue the people's faces. And so, we set off to do that. While we're setting off, we come across a predicament with 2 moths, and so God calls upon a teammate to help us. We also meet some other party members along the way too. If you're wondering how, God just kinda makes them appear, or at least the first one. They call the other 2 and they show up later, but how did your first teammate get here? Did God just kinda poof them into existence? Or were they just waiting? I don't know. Anyways, the story isn't super complex or anything, but just the premise of faces being stolen and having to stop the big bad is perfect for this game, and I applaud it for that. Plus, honestly, one of the biggest highlights of the game for me is just all the dialogue you get to see between the characters you've created as you progress through the story. The writing is so good in this game. With that being said, let's talk about the ways you actually get to customize your characters in the game. Okay, so unless you live under a rock, you should probably know how great the customization of Miis is. People have been making Miis really well for years, and I literally have no clue how some of these are made. So being able to put these super well made Miis into a story when this originally came out was honestly really funny, but also just really cool. However, they decided to take this one step further in the Switch release with the new makeup feature. I do honestly like it. All the new hairstyles and ways you can color the wigs is honestly really nice. Look at these hair physics. All these makeup options are also super cool. You can make your characters look a lot cuter and cooler now. It's not super amazing or anything, I guess you can—
Hey, that's
Wait, what?
pretty good.
Hold up, what? Wait, how do you even... Okay, this one's honestly just amazing. Yo made the heckin' Mona Lisa, what? Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So, the makeup feature is honestly really powerful. Like this... Wow. You can make pretty much any character you want with little to no restrictions. This is going to expand how Miitopia works a lot and lead to a lot of amazing situations I'm honestly super excited about. The only thing I'm hoping to add is a way to browse these easily. You can already upload them and people can view them, however you need a code to view them, so...
Mamma mia.
That's really the only point I have about this though. This is honestly just so cool. There's more to just this game than me customization, however. Another new feature is this. A horse. And like... Okay, I guess a horse. I'm not entirely sure if it's full potential yet. It looks like it's primarily going to help you in battle. Just being able to customize this though is super cool. You have a lot of ways to customize your horse. Like you can literally change just about every feature of it, which is great because it's going to lead to pretty much every horse being unique. Outside of creating a character, there's a couple other things you can do to make your party members pretty unique. The first of which is personalities. There's 7 different personalities, being kind, laid back, energetic, cool, stubborn, airheaded, and cautious. These are primarily used in battle to give characters different behaviors. I'll go more into how these function when discussed battling, but basically it just adds a new flavor of depth to each character you make for your party. Now it's finally time to talk about jobs. Jobs in this game is basically another word for classes. When you start the game, you're presented with 6 different jobs. You have your basic classes being Warrior, Mage, Cleric, and Thief, with 2 wackier options being Popstar and Chef. Same with personalities, I'll discuss more of how these functions when I discuss the battle system, but for now I'd like to say, oh my god, these outfits are amazing. Each class comes with their own set of outfits, and some of these are just wonderful. I mean, look at Warrior, you can be a bee. A heckin' bee! Same goes with weapons. Like, look at this donut frying pan. I'm not sure how this would function with the hole in the middle of it, but it's super cute. A for effort. This is about as far as customization goes. There's a ton of ways to make each character, and just the game in general, super unique. I'm just now realizing Miitopia is literally just the definition of write your own story type of book, but if it were a game. Beautiful. Once you and your teammates finish beating up the moss with eyes, you continue walking until you come across an inn. Then the end of each level, and the place where you get to buy stuff while the enemies rest up and heal. There's way more than just that, however. There's actually a ton of stuff to them, so let's talk about it.
Yahoo!
First things first, this is the spin gold section. This is where you, spin gold.
Wow.
Gold being the primary currency in Miitopia. You get it from monsters, chests, and rewards. Instead of buying armor or weapons or food from a store, you buy them whenever your Mii asks for them. Depending on their class, a Mii can ask for new weapons or a new piece of armor, and if you have the money for it, then you can buy it. Miis can also ask for MP candies or HP bananas. I personally never buy these because you can get them from a lot of other places, but they're still helpful. Sometimes if you send a Mii off to buy armor or a weapon, they'll come back instead with a banana or a candy and give you the extra money back, which can be annoying but is very accurate to impulsive shopping. Next up, we got grub. So after you feed a monster in Miitopia, the monster drops the food that corresponds with it. Then that food goes here, and you can feed it to your Miis. Though most of this food doesn't really sound that appetizing, like, would you eat goblin ham? Or banshee tears? Regardless of how edible the food actually is, they have their own perks. Each piece of food increases single or multiple stats, all the stats that you can raise being shown on the screen. While this in and of itself is a good way to increase the stats of your party members, there's another side to this. Each Mii has their own likes and dislikes, and food ranging on a scale of 1 to 5. If a Mii hates a food, which is a 1, then they'll gain barely anything from that food in the category it raises. If they love the food, which is a 5, then they gain an extra amount from the category. 3 is the middle ground or neutral, in which it only raises the basic amount. I would say this is an amazing system that adds a lot of diversity and ways to increase the strength of your team. Which it is, but there's one problem. Going through each Mii and finding the specific stat that you want to raise in food and seeing if they like it or not each time can be very tedious. Fortunately, the developers realized this and added a random button which gives random food to your party members, which is not the best way to compensate, but it's better than having to go through each food. So while I love this system, it's just kinda too much for me personally. If you can handle it though, then that's great.
Okie dokie.
The next category is check on the team. This is where you can rearrange your Miis within the inn. Depending on where you place them, this is where your Miis will gain friendship with each other. Oh yeah, friendship is a mechanic in this game. I'm sorry I keep doing this, but friendship is mainly only used in battle, so I'll talk about it more later. Before your Miis rest for the night, they gain friendship with each other by staring at each other very gleefully. During the day, there's a chance that your Miis will be doing something together that will raise their friendship level. This could be working out, changing their hairstyles, giving each other presents, and a ton of other things. While this is helpful for raising friendship, there isn't a ton of reason for this to be here besides adding charm to the game, which I'm perfectly okay with, because these interactions can be super funny or really cute. That's basically all this does, however. Oh yeah, the horse also has his own little stable now too, which is amazing. Miitopia horse, my beloved.
Ho ho!
Outings is another new feature to the Switch version of the game. They're literally just dates that you can send your Miis on, but they don't want to say dates because people might be turned off by the idea of sending friends on dates together, and that's fair. You're able to do outings by getting tickets from varying sources. The only place I've seen you get them from in the demo is from letters and the arcade. What you do is use the tickets and give them to your Miis to send them to certain locations. I'm not sure what all the tickets are yet, I'm not sure if there's any more coming in the full release, but so far we have a cafe, a cinema, a beach, and a fishing trip. Each one of these has a set amount of scenarios that your Miis experience with each other, and they're honestly pretty funny or really cute. This is just a new way that you can get your Miis to raise each other's friendship level, and I'm okay with this. I hope there's a lot of scenarios and different tickets that are going to be available, but I honestly enjoy these a lot. It adds a ton of charm to the game. The arcade is very similar to outings in the sense that you need to use tickets in order to access it. When you open the arcade, there are two options, the roulette and rock, paper, scissors. In the roulette, there's a variety of things to win based off their color. In the yellow, you'll always be winning either a weapon or outfit for your Miis. In the orange, you always win either Jolly John tickets, which is basically just an outing ticket, but you have to use it as soon as you get it. Or you'll win outing tickets. In the blue category, you always either win 3 varying types of grub, or you'll win different sizes of EXP for your Miis. In the final section, being gray, this is basically the losing category. All that you get from this is either an HP banana or an NP candy. At least you get something. You'll never guess where rock, paper, scissors is. You select this and you're put face to face with this monitor robot guy. I mean, they're pretty cool, as you can tell. They have shades on while they're inside. Wow. That's if you want to play some RPS, as the cool kids call it, for 500 gold. This game's completely randomized to my knowledge, so it can be pretty difficult to win. If you do win, the robot offers you to try again for 1,000 gold, with the max being 8,000 gold. Overall, the arcade is super helpful in getting money if you don't have any, or just winning rewards. I typically only use the roulette as you can win clothing and get food and EXP from it easily. Finally, we have set off. This is where you can select your party members and explore the world. Not a ton to this. So yeah, the ends are super cool and they have a ton of stuff to them. The end is just a big part of the game itself, even if it seems like it would be a rather minor addition. Oh my god, we're finally here. Let's talk about the battle system. So Miitopia has a turn-based battle system. Sorta. I swear sometimes the monsters go twice and other times you go twice. I don't really know. Anyways, maybe thinking that you can control all your party members as you battle, but nope. The only person you get to control in this game is a character you picked at the start to be the protagonist. Honestly, love this, but it just kind of shows that you're only playing as yourself in this game, and all the other people in it are characters that are themselves, I guess. So all your other party members get to control what they do, picking their own attacks and healing themselves when they need to. As for the battles themselves, this is where the jobs come in. Depending on what job you pick, you get to use here to battle the monsters. Your options with these are either basic attacks, which, are just attacks that use the weapon of your specific class. Then there's skill/magic, which is the main difference between jobs as far as battling goes. To use skill/magic, you have to use magic points or MP, which is just the mana of the game. Depending on the job, the characters can have differentiating amounts of MP. For example, the mage will have a lot more MP than a warrior, as, mages use more magic attacks. These type of attacks have a wide range of uses, some being for attack, others being for healing, then the rest are just very unique. So what do you do when you run out of MP? Well, I'm glad you asked. There are a ton of ways to get more MP. The first way you're able to is by eating an MP candy. The amount of heals will increase depending on how many your party members have eaten. The same goes for the other treats, being HP bananas. The next way you can increase MP is sprinkles. Sprinkles are probably the most frequent way I replenish my Mii's HP and MP. Whenever you open the sprinkles menu, you're able to sprinkle the sprinkles on your Mii's. This is used to refresh whatever the specific sprinkles are used for. In the demo, you acquire the HP, MP, and life sprinkles, with life reviving dead party members. I love how whoever you're sprinkling dances under them. So majestic. The third way to replenish MP is the safe spot. Safe spot's main purpose is to get rid of party members' status elements by resting. You get status elements from monsters, they just kind of make you cry or laugh or something. The safe spot can also be used to heal party members' HP and BP if they're low. The fourth way is from personalities. Personalities are adjectives that you put on your characters in your party that affect how they behave in battles. For example, someone who is kind might attempt to spare a monster, or an airheader person might get confused on which monster they're attacking. Not all of these are negative though. For example, a stubborn person might attempt to guard against a monster and greatly reduce the damage. Or an energetic person might cheer on their teammates while replenish a little bit of MP. All the personalities have a ton of different stuff to them, and there's 7 of them, so yeah, there's a lot of different ways each character can affect the outcome of the battle. I love this addition so much as it's just kind of complete randomness, making the way a battle goes to complete mystery. The fifth way one can replenish MP is through the power of friendship. Friendship, as mentioned previously, can be gained through means interacting with each other to fill up this little heart meter. When it's full, you level up in friendship. Each time you level up, you learn something new that will help each other in battle. For example, the second level of friendship is show off, which is where one comes to showing off does extra damage in order to impress their friend. Or like when you're at level 10, you sacrifice yourself for the other, as any good friend would do. If your friend wouldn't sacrifice themselves for you, then they're not a true level 10 friend. However, there's also a negative side to friendships. If your mates do things that are annoying or rude to another, then the ones affected might become resentful. This means they'll start doing petty things to one another they're resenting, and anything that you learn through friendship won't occur anymore until the resentfulness is over. Don't worry though, every time something nice is done, the resentful level goes down, and sometimes the days kind of make up, which is really fast. Oh yeah, how MP can be fulfilled through this. If you level up friendship through battle, your HP and MP are fully recovered. There's 6 ways to increase your MPs by leveling up your character. Oh yeah, EXP! As you might have guessed, you get EXP from killing monsters. When you get enough, you level up. The higher level you are, the more moves you'll learn.
Wow.
Like almost every other RPG. You can also get a couple other things from leveling up, one of these being the faces of the monsters. When you kill a normal enemy, it increases the count in the top right that says rescue. The higher this is, the more your sprinkle count will upgrade. If you save a face from a boss monster, which will be a full face of a character in the game, then you'll likely get a reward for returning it. You can also get grip from monsters as mentioned previously in the end section. The 7th final way to recover MP is just resting it in. Yep, that's it. And that's practically everything about the battle system. It's much more complex than you'd think it would be. I mean, when I went to Miitopia, I wasn't expecting like a billion different ways the moves would make the outcome of each battle unpredictable, and just how little control you actually have over the battles. But I love it for how much randomness is involved. It makes each battle its own experience, and makes it pretty entertaining to watch in my opinion. And we're finally nearing the end, so let's talk about stages. You access all the stages on a world map that connects to each other. There are 4 types of stages in the game. The first type of stage are the typical stages that you just have to kind of walk through. These have circular icons like in the new Soup games. Now these, I kind of hate these. It's because in order to get the golden flag here, you have to take every path in a stage. That means you'll have to replay stages over and over again until you've taken every path. For the most part, there's an easy solution for this. Just don't get the golden flags. But you see, I'm a completionist, and if I see a stage without a golden flag, it will literally haunt me. Besides that though, the stages are great. While walking through, you can see the characters interacting with each other through a random selection of dialogue choices. While you zoom in out quickly, each time the replies are random, so seeing the random replies can be kind of funny sometimes. When going through each stage, a random set of events might happen. Players might stop to rest, or they can stop to check out a bush that's wrestling. All these because they already add to the load of charm that this game has. Plus some of these can actually be helpful. It might increase friendship or restore health. However, these can also be harmful. You might drink a potion that'll harm you, or remember that bush? Yeah, a monster could jump out of it. It does add a lot of risk, but also a lot of fun to the game in my opinion. While walking through the stages, you also might find chests. There are smaller chests, which can hold simple things such as tickets or money, or sometimes even monsters. Then there's also bigger chests that can hold armor and weapons. These are typically only found in stages with chest icon though, and are rewards for going off the main path. Which is pretty great as it gives you some incentive to want to explore everything. Last thing I'd like to mention about these are all the themes. Different areas of the game will have different backgrounds and such, and the Switch version makes these really pretty. Never noticed how cute and cool these actually are until playing the Switch version, and not only are they HD now, but it's also on a much bigger screen. Oh wait, have I mentioned how pretty this game is now in general? All the armor is like so detailed and all the Miis just look so nice. This being transferred from the 3DS means there's been accommodations for the touchscreen and all the menus and stuff are really well organized and pretty. Also like, am I the only one who saw this and was just taken back for a second by how pretty it is? No, just me? Alright. Each section has its own major track, which I love a ton. This makes the world feel really alive and the adventure a lot less boring. That's about it though. The stages are definitely my favorite, even if the completion part is really annoying. The next type of stage we have is what I like to call event stages. You can tell what these are by these kind of like star asterisk shape. These are either simple cutscene type stages, where only one thing happens, or it could be something to do with the cast of characters. While Nintendo doesn't show all of these, it does show the Amiibo fangirl, which would give you an idea of what these stages are like. Just go into the stage, talk to her, she lets you use an Amiibo, then you leave. That's basically all that there is to these stages. The third type of stages are towns. You can tell what a town is by these circular icons that have a fading circle around them. These are mainly just for story development, but they're still pretty cool. You get to settle the characters in the town, which I love. Each of them also having unique roles, such as this lovey-dovey couple or the mayor of the town. You go here just to talk to the people mainly, something happens, then you leave to go fix the problem. Not much to them, but I still like the change in gameplay that you have here as it's a semi-3-dimensional space. The final type isn't really a type of stage, but I'd still like to mention it. These will be the subsections. You can tell what these are by these large star icons on the map. They just send you to a sub-area of the map that's typically filled with more linear stages that you explore. And that's all for the type of stages in the game. While there aren't a ton or anything, what we do have is still very good for the game, and each of them have their own flavor of uniqueness to them. And I think that's it. Miitopia is honestly just one of my favorite games, but it's super underrated for some reason. I think it's because people see the word me in the title and assume it's not worth trying, unfortunately. The fact that you're able to fill in any character you want to create this huge unique story to you alone is honestly amazing and appeals to such a large audience. Considering how popular it is now to make fanfiction overseas nowadays, I'm surprised it isn't more popular. It's gonna be way more true with all the new features that have been added, specifically the makeup feature. I hope this video inspired some of you to give the game a shot, and I'd like to say one last thing. What the heck, why are there no Snurps in the Miitopia demo? I need to see HD Snurps! Oh thank god there's a Snurp statue.